Do Cape Parrots make good pets? Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond and the new book, Get to Know African Grey and Cape Parrots. Make sure to get your copy on Amazon.com today. In today's video, we're going to talk about a Cape Parrot. If you have a parrot and you want to get blissed out, or you're thinking about getting a parrot, you're in the right place. My mission is to help you create a most blissful bond with your parrot so that you don't have a need to rehome or surrender your parrot to a rescue. If you know that that's Macy, you're used to hanging out, you know I have over 22 species of parrots. I love my parrots. My parrots are my bliss. Thank you so much for being here. I love my fans almost as much as my parrots. Let's get started. First, I want to start by telling you that Macy keeps jumping off my shoulder, but you should see her the minute I go anywhere. Come here, Mace. You want some pets? Look at that. This is my cuddle butt. Now, Quantum also lets me pet him, and he's a sweetheart, but not as much as Macy. I find that the females, maybe I can stereotype and say that they are more affectionate. These are incredible birds. If I go upstairs to meditate in the middle of the day, I don't have to do anything. I don't even say that I'm going anywhere. They fly up behind me and they fly onto the banister and wait for me to pick them up, come in my room and go into their night cage, because they're not like the rest of the flock and they have to have a special place in the flock, which is upstairs with us. So that's kind of what they're like. Macy always wants pets, and she's very sweet. Is this a parrot that I think you could take around places? Is this a parrot that bites? Is this a parrot that is going to do something like fly into the windows, you know, that kind of thing? Let me tell you, this is a parrot, not Macy, but Quantum is, that bites my cabinets. He flies on top of the cabinets and then leans down and bites at them. Ugh. You know, my cabinets are going to have a problem. They're having a problem. Is this a parrot you could take around places? I think that if you had a young one and you trained them on a harness or something like that, or maybe you want to train them to free fly, I do think they could do it. It's a very intelligent parrot. They will fly into glass one time, but as soon as you knock on the glass and you kind of show them that the glass is solid, they will figure it out. One of the first things I do with a new parrot is I bring them up to the glass and I pound on it all around to kind of show them that it's a solid. And now my parrots, they've learned to see the difference. For example, when my Indian ringneck Julian is out here and he wants to come in, or it's time for me to bring him in, he can tell when the sliding glass door is open. And so as I tell him to come in, he'll fly by the sliding glass door, and when he sees his opening, he'll go in. He doesn't fly into the window, he flies into the open space. And most of it, it's 3 doors, so 2 are generally solid, and depending on how much I open the first door, that's how much the opening is. So most of it is glass, and he can tell the difference. Your Cape Parrots will be able to too. And now my Cape Parrot has left me. Oh my, Macy, come back! They are exceedingly intelligent birds. They do learn to talk a little bit, and although Macy doesn't, but Quantum certainly does. I don't think the females I don't think it's a species where the females don't. I think that Macy doesn't and Quantum does. That's the way it is sometimes with parrots. You just never know. Let's see. If I back this up, maybe you'll be able to see Zeus, who is keeping me company, so that at least you have one parrot to look at, right, Zeus? Zeus, who's eating my chair. What else can I tell you about Cape Parrots? Their sound. Someone said that they were considering a Hans macaw or a Cape Parrot, and you may or may not know I do have both. I only have one Hans macaw. I have had more experience with having more Cape Parrots. The Hans macaw is louder, period. Now, there is an exception. I know about someone who, basically one of my YouTube members, she's in my YouTube membership, told me that she met someone on Facebook in a group who watched one of my videos on capes. I think capes and golden conures are like two of the best medium or medium large size parrots. They saw my video and they got a cape, but they only got one. And Cape parrots are pretty darn quiet. Right now you hear my Amazons, and they're being pretty quiet, actually. And now everybody's quiet. You may or may not have known that my African gray was here. African grays and Cape parrots are from the same continent. They aren't too closely related, but they are from the African continent, making them both tropical parrots. They're very similar in their demeanor. They're both very chill, very easygoing, super intelligent, pretty quiet. African grays are far better talkers, but they're pretty amazing. I find that I would say capes, where the African grays are better talkers, the capes I think are more cuddly. Now, my African grays we adopted as adults, so had we gotten a young African gray, I think I would be telling you something very different, because I did hand raise an African gray for a friend of mine this year. Now I've been abandoned by my gray too. I did hand raise a baby, and he was way more friendly with us. So I think part of it is the fact that we adopted adults who knows what had happened in their history. So the capes, though, they do seem like I feel like they're more friendly, but had I raised both from babies, I might be saying something different. So bear that in mind as well. Do I think the cape is an awesome parrot? Yes, but don't forget. So this person on Facebook, they got one cape, and the capes do have what I call this Batman squeal. And they, my friend said it really well, and I forgot what word she said, but it is this high-pitched sound. I don't even know how to mimic it. And if the cape was doing it all the time, it would drive you crazy. And that's exactly what happened to this person, because parrots are social. If you're only gonna have one, I'm raising my legs because one of my African grays just bonked my foot. And I'm like, am I in your way? Are you gonna bite me? If you only have one, they're not gonna be happy. Our capes follow us everywhere. If I go in another room, my capes are either they can see me or they go with me. They follow me upstairs. They, you know, we are super careful. Our house has double doors. So you come out of the sliding glass door, and now this is enclosed, and there's another door so that they can't get out. Same with the front door. We're super careful, and it's a good thing, because like when I go into the front area and I open the front door, sometimes the capes just fly right out. They're just always going with us. So I don't recommend just one. I've seen just one be fine. One of the members in my YouTube group also, actually two of my members have capes. And so one of them is a solo. She is the only parrot in the house, and she seems very happy. It seems like she does very well. I think that could be an exception, and I know that the only way you can guarantee that you're gonna have this really happy parrot who's, come here Macy, who's got the well-being going on, who is so happy to see you, who follows you, who wants to bond with you, who you could take out on a harness with you for a walk, that kind of thing, is if you have two. And, you know, you can actually do things like during the day only take one to work, but if you took two capes, I don't think you're gonna have noise. I don't know that people are gonna know that you have a bird. I really don't. Really. One, I can't guarantee that at all. One might be a huge problem. Two, it's almost like a different species, and that's true of like every species I can think of. One is a different species than two, as far as behavior goes, as far as plucking goes, as far as all sorts of things. So I hope that helps. I hope that if you get a Cape parrot, you recognize what you need to do to really take care of them. Don't forget that they need additional nuts in their diet, so they are a little more expensive, not only when you buy them, and when you get them a big cage, but also when you're taking their diet into account. I don't breed them. I would love to breed them. We'll see if one day Macy and Quantum have babies, but right now I just adore them. They are really close to my heart. They do go upstairs. I only have 2 other parrots that go upstairs with me. So when you have 22 species, that's a really small little quantity of parrots. Thank you for joining me in this blissful video. If you happen to notice my very cool Parrot Cakes t-shirt, my daughter is this awesome high school artist. She makes these illustrations. We put them on merch. She's using part of her money from the sales to save for college. I use my part to help support my flock and to help support the rescues that we've taken on, like Zeus. I will catch you in the next feathered video. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to put them below. If you have a cape, let me know how you love them, because I love capes. I love hearing about capes. I wish you could post a picture on YouTube of your cape, because I love seeing pictures. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.